guys, welcome to our channel. I'm Tanya.
I'm Jessica.
Okay. And we've been shopping quite a bit lately. Like there's still more on the way. That's how much. So we thought we would do a book haul. If you know, we have an Instagram, which is called Traveling Booksisters, where we obviously post travel photos and book photos. So we thought we would do a haul video for you. So that's what we're gonna do. You wanna start?
Sure.
This might take a while.
Yeah. Alright. I don't know how to do this.
Like, I went shopping 3 times in one weekend for books.
Not one weekend, we went once during the week.
Oh, sorry. I went shopping 3 times for books in 1 week. Less than a week.
Yep. Pretty much. Okay, so this is the first one of the books I bought. It's called A Second Bite at the Apple by Dana Bate. And basically she's tried to get into the food journalism market, finding a job. She wasn't able to. She loses her job and ends up working at a farmer's market. Starts writing the weekly newsletter because of the blog she had when she was in college. And now she's got a bunch of big decisions to make that can either make or break her. Yeah, it's actually a fairly easy read, but it's enjoyable.
Her other one, Too Many Cooks, isn't it about food too?
Yes, it is.
I think there's a theme with this author.
A little.
Okay, and one of the books I got was Traveling Light by Lynn Bernard, there we go. Essentially, she buys a storage unit and then there's ashes of somebody in there and she wants to, 2 weeks later, she heads west thinking that she'll deliver the ashes, and she actually picks up a younger girl who wants to go to Texas as well, and it's about their journey, her journey west, essentially. I feel like it's a very, self-discovery book.
The next book I bought is called The Road Back by Di Morrissey. Morrissey? I apologize if I butcher the last name. It's about a guy who's at a crossroads. He's, again, a journalist, apparently.
You like those, don't you?
But he's recently divorced, and he decides not to take a big journalist job and move back to, I think, his hometown with his daughter and trying to start over. It's not usually a book I would pick up, but I thought, why not? Give it a try. The chapters clearance section is very dangerous, but very good at finding new authors to read. So we'll give it a shot.
Well, we need to introduce you.
Come here, silly girl. Oh, we're gonna lie down.
This is Toffee.
By the way, guys, this is Toffee. She's my cat who's freaking out at the moment.
She doesn't like to be held.
She doesn't like to be held. She doesn't like a lot of people. She just likes attention.
Okay, another book I got, by the way, this isn't my whole stack. I just put them away and couldn't remember what I bought.
I think this is my whole stack.
So I just grabbed what
sure.
I knew was new. Okay, this one is called Flight Patterns by Karen White. It's about Georgia Chambers, who goes through other people's pasts because she's an expert on fine china, and she has to return to the one place she swore she would never revisit, which is her family home in Florida. And essentially she's estranged from her mother and sister, and she has to put the family back together, essentially, and embrace her life, past and present. So she has to confront a lot of stuff, I'm assuming, with her family, with herself.
Another book that I bought is called The Necklace by Claire McMillan. I was just trying to remember what this book was about. Again, clearance section. So basically, the reason this is called The Necklace is because the main character finds the heirloom that is from her family in the 20s, and it comes along with a secret, and she tries to figure out what the family secret is, and it sounds really intriguing. I like books like this, where there's some sort of secret that they have to figure out what it was, and it always goes back to the past, and I just like the flip of present to past.
The next one I got was $1 Million Road by Amy Connor. And this one is, she's an 18-year-old and she's always been the lowest rung on the ladder, essentially, as they, not the greatest family house type of thing. Like, you've got the rich kids and then the poor kids. I think she's on the poor
Wrong side of the tracks, essentially?
Yeah, wrong side of the tracks. Her mom abandoned her, so she was living with her dad, and she would, in an old trailer on $1 Million Road, hence the name, and she actually goes to work at an alligator farm. And she's shy and overweight in high school. She has become lean and resilient from months of hosing out the huge cement barns. And just like Snowball, who is an enormous all-white alligator. Have you ever seen that?
No, he's an albino alligator, apparently.
She's hungry to be free. Essentially, her boss wants her, but he's married, and it bothers him that she doesn't want him, like his other wives have wanted him, essentially. And it's about the wives discovering, like the ex-wife and the current wife, discovering things about themselves as well as her, and I'm assuming him as well. But the cover, like what it's about, mainly has the women trying to figure out
what to do with their lives next.
Yeah, because his current wife kind of realizes that.
The next one I found is called Half Moon Harbor by Donna Kaufman. This one basically says that the main character has been breaking hearts ever since he arrived in Maine to rebuild the family business. Although there is one woman in the way, because she now claims that she's part owner of the family business and she's from outside of the business. This seems like it's one of those really light, fluffy, kind of romance, more kind of books. It's a happy-go-lucky book. I have a funny feeling where they discover a little bit about themselves, but it's mainly
humorous
about
the same time.
Yeah, it's more about the romance of the two characters. I'm assuming. I don't know. It sounded interesting.
Definitely that their marriage isn't what it was.
So the next book I bought was One Good Thing by Wendy Wax. Just a quick overview that there's four friends, and they're trying to regain control of their renovation-turned-reality TV show. They each have other problems going on in their personal life, so I'm intrigued to see where this goes.
The next one I got was Destinations by Sheila O'Flanagan. Essentially, there's a bunch of people on a train, and it tells the different stories of the people. Like, a young PR girl has a night of her life at a glitzy work event and finds her face all over newspapers the next day. And two women listen to each other's phone calls and learn about themselves, more about themselves than they ever expected. And there's a housewife facing up to the truth that her husband, she doesn't feel safe with him.
The next book I got is The Life I Left Behind by Colette Macbeth. Quick overview. Melody is the main character. She was attacked. She was saved by a dog walker. And it comes to be that it may be her best friend that attacked her. But another attack happens later on in life, and she gets pulled back into it, and she realizes that it may not have been her best friend. So she has to figure out where her life is going and has to revisit the past. But it's essentially two of the main characters narrating back and forth, like the girl that Melody and then the newer character that was attacked.
Didn't the newer character die?
Maybe. Yeah, Eve's lingering ghost.
Yeah.
So it's narrated by Melody and then Eve's ghost. So we'll see how this brings it along, because it pulls her back into her past, and she's going to have to figure out her life going forward.
The next one I got is Along the Infinite Sea by Beatrice Williams.
We're sorry if we didn't say that right.
Yeah, please let us know how to say it. Essentially, it's based in 1966, and she fixes up a rare vintage Mercedes. Yeah, Mercedes, and sells it at an auction to get the money to care for herself and her unborn baby, whose father just happens to be a very wealthy and very married politician. And the new car owner is a lady who has had quite a history with a Nazi husband, a Jewish lover, and a flight from Europe on the brink of war.
Ooh, it sounds intriguing.
Right? So they learn about each other, and they have to fight their past because baby daddy comes looking for her.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. So, who knows to say what, though.
The next book I bought is called Time Present and Time Past by Deidre Madden.
That's tiny.
It's a tiny book.
For us.
Especially for us. I'm just going to read you quickly the back of the book because it's kind of hard to explain. It says, when Fintan Buckley develops an interest in old autochrome color photographs, strange things start to happen. To all appearances, Fintan holds down a successful job and enjoys life with his conventional middle-class family in Dublin. Yet, inwardly, he starts to experience states of altered consciousness with unsettling hallucinations and sudden insights. Meanwhile, Fintan's sister Marina has been unearthing family stories from the past, and the two of them, in different ways, find themselves renegotiating their history and the decisions that have brought them to the place this present. So again, it flips back to the history based off of something found. That's my cat Toffee walking behind us. But yeah, so it's a short book. I'm actually really intrigued to read this one. Again, it was found in the sales section of Chapters. Chapters, I love your sales section because sometimes these books get lost in the fiction section.
It's
Not
true.
gonna lie.
Now that I go shopping in the sales section, when I go into the regular section, I just feel so overwhelmed and the books
That's how
are
you
too
used to feel
expensive.
about the sales section because they were just piled in there, but now they try to
it's
somewhat
nice.
organize them.
Yeah,
So-
they are very organized.
But I can find a
Ones
lot
in
of
our
books
town.
in the normal fiction section still too.
Oh my God.
I don't mind wandering the shelves for hours.
Literally, I'm want to go to Chapters? Biggest mistake. Because she will literally spend hours in one section.
It's true.
Anyway, the next one I got is Invincible Summer by Alice Adams. It's about 4 friends, graduated college? Yeah, college in 1997, and they're all intermingled, 2 of them are siblings, and they all go their own ways essentially, and then once they hit their 30s, they realize what the heck did we do with our 20s, and I believe find their way back to each other and just try and rediscover themselves.
Alright, the next book I have is Love from Both Sides by Nick Spalding. Again, the sales section. Essentially, it's a single guy who's having an issue finding love, and he finds women a little bit of a different species at the moment. And then the woman who says it's not so easy being single either. The guy's having difficulties because he's finding only divorcees and finding them a different species. The main character, the woman lead in the book, she's having difficulty because she finds guys are just unusually rude, more or less. And once they quite literally apparently bump into each other, they think their luck has maybe changed. I feel like this is also one of those light fluffy books. Although it's written by a male, so I'm rather intrigued because usually these are written by females that I found anyway. So I'm intrigued to see how well this is written. Alright, so the next book I got is called Marlene, and it's a novel of Marlene Dietrich. Is that how you say her last name? Dietrich?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, it's about the actress and her life. It's written by C.W. Gortner. I apologize if the name is wrong. I love old Hollywood. I love old stories, as Tanya said previously, so super intrigued by this one. Again, the sales section in Chapters. If you live in Canada, go to Chapters in the sales section.
Okay, the next book I got is Just Fine with Caroline, and it's by Annie England Noblin. Definitely think this is going to be an easy read. It had to be after all the books I got that aren't so easy reads. She essentially tells herself everything is just fine. Never mind that her faithful canine dog is mostly deaf, her best cousin's marriage is on the rocks, her mother has Alzheimer's, her father retreats to his study every night, and she's stuck back in Cold River, Missouri, a place she once thought she'd left for good. So, yeah, she's telling herself it's all just fine, and it's not all just fine.
The next one I have is The Secret Wife by Gil Paul.
I bought this as well, and then she bought it after me just so she could have a copy.
This one's called The Secret Wife. In 1914, Russia is on the brink of collapse, and the Romanov family faces a terrifying, uncertain future. Grand Duchess Tatiana has fallen in love with cavalry.
Jill.
It's Jill? Sorry,
It's a
I
woman,
apologize
so-
then. It's a woman. It's Jill. Jill Paul. Anyways, has fallen with the cavalier officer Dmitri, but events take a catastrophic turn, placing the romance and their lives in danger. And it also skips forward to 2016, where Kitty Fisher escapes to her great-grandfather's remote cabin in America after a devastating revelation making her flee London. There on the shores of Lake Akanabi, she discovers a spectacular jeweled pendant that will lead her to a long-buried family secret. Again, with the secrets, which I'm assuming is part of the 1914 stuff. But I love it. I love when it flip-flops. I love it.
Okay, the next book I got is Home Field by Hannah Gerson. This is about a small town football coach who is the hero of the town because he won state championship, but he also made his hometown sweetheart who commits suicide. So there might be a trigger in this book. I'm not sure. Just beware if suicide is a trigger for you. And now he has to put his entire family back together, even though he feels like all his relationships have tilted along, like even with his children, and his children's lives are obviously in just shambles, and they have to put themselves back together, and he just is struggling to get through this. I feel like this might be a really sad book. Okay, and the next one I got was, it's called New Money by Lorraine Zago Rosenthal. She dreamed of becoming a writer and escaping the small town she lived in, where the snooty debutantes looked down on her. She lives with her mother, wonders if rejecting a marriage proposal was a terrible mistake. It's shaken when the father that she never knew is a billionaire media mogul and has left her everything on the condition that she moves to Manhattan. So his other children are not so happy, and she goes because she wants out of her town, and it's her discovering the new money she has.
Another book off the sales section is called According to the Source by Abby Stern. This one seems like it's going to be a really light, fluffy kind of read. The main character loves her job as an undercover reporter for a celebrity news magazine. However, when she gets a new boss, the boss kind of creates a competition between the writers, the journalists, and says
To get the best
story or you're
fired.
And she's wondering if it's really worth jeopardizing her new budding friendship with an actress and the relationship with her boyfriend and her family. So she has to make these decisions. Alright guys, my last round actually has 3 books, and I'm holding them up as one because it's part of a series. So this is the second, third, and fourth book. Second, third, fourth of the Seven Sisters trilogy by Lucinda Riley. I just finished the first book, which is literally called The Seven Sisters. The second book is called The Storm Sister. The third book is called The Shadow Sister. And the fourth book, which is the last book currently out right now, is called The Pearl Sister. So guys, I cannot tell you how much I love these books. But that's all I have.
That's all I have. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you do subscribe to our channel. It would be amazing if you did.
Absolutely.
Because there will be probably more book hauls on the way.
There'll be reviews on the way.
Reviews.
Favorites.
Yeah.
That kind of
to
thing.
be read.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything book. And we'll probably throw in some travel things as well when we travel. I don't see traveling in the future at the moment. And yeah, so make sure you do subscribe. Hit the little bell as well so you can get notified because YouTube is being silly. Yeah.
Also look for a link to our Instagram down below.
Everything's down below.
Sisters.
Everything's down below. And comment, have you read any of these books?
Yeah.
What's a new book that you bought? Who's an author you love that you haven't seen us?
Let us know if there's any other books by any of the authors that we read that you think was really good, because I'd love to check them out. Any new debut novelists, go for it. I'm always into reading, so
yeah.
I'm broadening my horizons too. So we'll see.
I'm trying. They're all kind of in the same category, but you know, step at a time. I usually only buy like one author.
That's true.
So like the fact all these are new authors.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway, we're gonna stop rambling at this point, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Bye!